good. I'm way proud. We all are of the guys that we got, and I think for you guys to see them in action and see them make plays and have fun doing what they're doing, I think is the best description that we can have of them. Is for you guys to share in that. Yeah.
You mentioned over there that this class loves football.
Yeah.
That stands out. Is there anything else about this class that you can? How would you describe it?
Yeah, they stayed with us. It's been probably a hard year to stay with, and they did. I think, there's guys that didn't, and I mean, really, for me personally, I wish the best for them and their families, and we tried to kind of to hold on to them, and we weren't able to do that, and but for the guys that did, that says a lot. That says a lot, and so I'm way thankful for them and their families, and kind of, it's so much bigger than that, man. It's a whole community that are behind these boys, and so to have their support means a lot.
I think a lot of what we've been seeing on Twitter or X is too real to flip, is what those commits signees keep saying. What do you think that says about this program and where they think this is and this trajectory is going?
Yeah, well, you'd like it to be where we're not in a position like we are right now, and so we've got to get it towards a stronger position than that. But at the same time, to be able to have guys that know us and want to be part of, and want to be a part of the success of this place and winning here, and everything that Baylor has to offer, that just want that. I mean, that makes us want them, and it's just, like I say, it's very difficult, especially this last however many days have been difficult to withstand. I was talking to Quinn, and he's going, man, there's this, there's that, but I ain't even listening. I'm putting it away. I'm putting it down. And so it takes that to be able to make it from A to B, so I'm way appreciative of it.
Coach, the signees that departed,
Yeah.
what were those conversations like, and did they kind of mention the reason why they're flipping?
Yeah, they're all the same. It's one of those things to where it's like, there's years in recruiting them. There's years, and so I think bottom line is we just have to win more. I think that's really what it comes down to. And so for me, it's like I'm way appreciative of them and of their families and of the time that we've spent. And it's way important for me that we handle all of it in such a way that if ever there's a chance where they want to come back, the relationships are strong to where that's open that they can, because I consider this home for them.
How do you communicate to your coaches about that have had these relationships and obviously tried to bring them home? How do you
Very much
keep
that.
your spirits up?
Yeah, very much that hey man, it's important how we handle this. Like, this is tough, and this is probably not going to be pleasant, but it's very, very important how we handle it, because everyone's watching, everyone's listening, everyone's paying attention, and for us to be the people that we say we are, we got to be able to handle this the right way. And it's I think I have to make it a point of recognizing everyone that is sacrificed to be able to get that, even though we didn't get them, to get them to this point, and thank them. And because it's a fight, man. And when it's the circumstances that we're in right now that are by our own doing, it's tough circumstances to be, and so it's a tough fight to have. And I think of like Dallas Baker and Matt Pallage, guys that just go above and beyond, Keenan Hall, and so very appreciative of them.
Dave, you would have paid some of those guys a lot of money. Do you take that money and shove it in the transfer
Yes.
portal? Could
Yes.
that be a
Yes.
silver lining?
Yes. Now, we weren't going into it thinking that way, when we were recruiting them back in the summertime and last year. But yes, I mean, at the time we're recruiting them, we're thinking this is going to be a great season, and we're just going to be able to add and build in this. And now that we're in the spot, we have that money now to use. It's very important for us to build line of scrimmage play, and we have to be able to get multiple guys on either side of the ball, and so that opens up now. Yeah.
Coach, when you look at the season you've had, obviously, not the way you wanted to go, these signees, do they kind of address the issues that you wanted to fix, and what, if not, what is missing?
Yeah, what they bring is an energy, a exuberance, I want to get after it, and an excitement, and so they bring that, and then they bring playmaking ability. There's certain guys there, particularly the skill players. They're going to have opportunities to play right away, and so a lot of them are coming here quickly, and so they'll have the benefit of spring and summer and all of it laid out in front of them, and so they'll be given every opportunity to help contribute, help us win. But I think as far as the other thing of the not winning, those are things that are being done right now in terms of the review, and everything's got to get looked at. Starting with myself, all the way through. Yeah.
Do you have enough? I know Baylor has gotten better with the NIL you have available, but you're still probably behind others who just have more.
Yeah.
What are you missing there? How much more can you get, do you think?
We're looking to get as much as we can. We're looking to get as
We're
much as
talking
we can.
10 million, 15 million?
We're looking to get. Yeah, we're trying. The game has changed so much, and there's just there is a difference in teams, in conferences, in leagues. And there's just a difference, flat out difference, and we've got some catching up to do. And I'm very thankful, and I'm blessed that I've got the opportunity this year to try to do the catching up. So I'm excited to get to work for that.
Dave, will the portal, I think you said it, but will that mainly be for those
Yes.
lines of scrimmage? And
Yes.
kind of where are you in that?
Yeah, what we're trying to be able to do is find the specific traits of what makes a really good O lineman or a D lineman, and these are things that you can measure analytically, and we're trying to find that, and then we want to be able to grade that trait, and survey however many people we need to, and find guys that meet that trait, and then we want to be able to hone in on them, and so much more of a scientific maybe approach than just kind of a buzz of a film. And so we are not aiming to miss. We don't have the luxury of missing.
Dave, along with that, y'all have kind of struggled with the nose tackle position, just figuring it out. Does that cause you to evaluate maybe changing your scheme, or do you continue to try to find that nose tackle fixture for y'all?
Yeah, I think we continue to try to find it. I think we have to look at our evaluation process, and I think that kind of leads to the previous answer. I think there's certain traits that can be measured that make a real successful nose tackle, and this could be regardless of the snaps. This could be 900 snaps, or this could be 100 snaps, or 40 snaps. But if there's something that can be measured, and you can quantify it, and you can kind of extract it and say that's what we're looking for, with coaching and everything else, we can get that thing to grow to a dominant player. We're trying to do that right now.
Do you feel like you're going to value production this year more so than just former recruiting rankings, or how?
Probably traits. Probably the traits more. Yeah, guys that have shown in either expansive clips or limited clips of guys that have that physical trait that we think can push on over to make plays.
What does a head coach need the most in an AD?
Yeah, I think anytime that it is where it's a relationship where, hey, there's honest talk, back and forth, there's real feedback, where there is problem solving going on, and there is a real hunger to win that's shared by both. And so, like, hey man, this is the problem, here's the solution, let's work at it together. I think when you have that, you're on your way.
Dave, given the dismissal of Caden, do you attack the portal to replace that? And then what's your comment on that whole situation?
Yeah, I wish him and his family the best. I think, I think Caden is someone that I've been really close to, and I think it's probably best for both sides that he starts anew somewhere. I want to help him do that. But yeah, we have to address that position. I think that the corner position is probably the one position that possibly overachieved this year. Paul did a great job coaching, and just the production that we got out of some of our guys that maybe had not played a lot, had been put in spots before where they had to produce. I thought they produced, and so I'm way proud of that. But we've got to be able to build that room.
Coach, losing key playmakers like Sawyer, Josh, Michael Trigg,
Yeah.
how important is it that these signings that are coming in, that they start producing, considering that you said you need to start winning?
Yeah, I think the portal signees are going to be totally aligned with that way of thinking. I think the high school signees are going to be given every opportunity, because they're going to have a fast start with winter and football school in winter, and then spring ball and everything that kind of flows through it. I think there's going to be, with some of the high school guys, hey, the weight's not quite there, or the maturity's not quite there, so you find spots that they can do what they do and help themselves and help the team. Whereas I think some of the transfer guys are guys that have played and have been in programs, and a little bit more easier to insert to win right now.
When you, I'm sorry, go.
Coach, you obviously are excited about the players that you have coming
Yeah.
in. The administration listed reasons for their
Mhm.
faith in you, including the national ranked recruiting class.
Right.
Since that fall, have you
Right.
had conversations with them, or how do you reconcile this drop?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I think it was a difficult fight all the way through, and I think all of it's going to be difficult. I think every day we wake up, it's going to be a fight. To get this thing flipped, every day is a fight, and so I wish this turnout would have been better. We were in some big fights there and didn't come out on top of it. Way happy for the guys that we got, and excited about the guys that want to be here and want to be able to make this place a winning program again. And so we're really trying to keep the focus on that.
A few of those guys local, obviously London Smith and Davion Peters, both of them signing pretty soon. We'll be at those.
Yeah.
How do you balance them coming in and giving them potential shot at playing time, but also the returners like Taz might be thrown in the mix there?
Yeah, I think you give them opportunities, and you coach them, and you find out where they're at, and you meet them where they're at, and you give them the tools and the coaching to take that next step. And if it's got to be slowed down, you slow it down. If it can be sped up, then let's speed up. But you give them every opportunity to make an impact, because their success is our success.
Is Rylan a guy that can
Yes.
contribute? I mean, he
Yes.
seems a little light for running back, but
Yes.
and obviously he needs some help there.
Yeah, he's a mismatch guy. He is a home run hitter, and out of the backfield, he's a threat. Special teams wise, is a threat. And so anytime you can give a guy a ball and 3 yards can go to 80 yards is a positive. And so we got that with him.
Do you have an update on Caden Knighton, how he's doing?
Good. Yeah, he's walking around. He's back. Yeah. So that was way scary, but we're way good spot now. Yeah.
Coach, you talked about how everything needs to be looked at,
Yeah.
starting with yourself.
Yes.
For you, what do you feel like is the biggest thing you need to change, going into this next season?
That's a good question. Kind of where that's where it's at right now. Is that question? And so, my best answer with that is we got to look at everything. We have to look at everything, like how we're eating, how we're lifting, how defense is, how these team meetings go. We got to look at everything. And so I think that's one of the things when you lose. I had a team meet here with the returners on Monday, and I told them that changes are coming, and I think one of their questions was what changes, and I said that changes are going to help us win, and so you cannot go through the season that we had and then just say that, hey, we're going to do it again, run it back, and it's going to be better. And so I think a lot of it is hard introspective stuff, because you got to see the stuff that you weren't seeing prior. And so we're in that mode right now.
But at your age, can you change who you are?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, I think so. Yes. Yeah.
Do you plan to still call defensive plays? I mean, is that the
Not right now. I'm
Okay.
not thinking that way. Yeah, and so not thinking that way. And so there's moves that have to be made, and we're kind of in the process of kind of getting that runway set to make those.
Do you feel confident that you're going to retain some of the key players from last year?
It's going to be a fight to do that. We definitely want to, and we're set up with every resource that we have available to do that. But we've got some guys that really kind of had great seasons, and despite the team effort, and I think this is the time of being shopped by agents to other teams. So all of that's going around, and so I think it's very important staff-wise for us that there's a great relationship with our coaches and our players, because I think any moment that we are not conversing and having a relationship with our players is a moment their agent's talking to them about, hey, you could go here for this, or hey, you could leave this place, go there for that, or I could get you this. And so it's a very much re-recruitment effort that starts right now.
How quickly do you have to make the staff decisions? Do you feel like you get your coaching staff?
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. Right, is the first emphasis was this one, and now that we're at this bridge, then we're crossing over to that one.
Is there a fix in the timelines of how all this works out that you see as far as coaches leaving, players signing early? Is there a fix to you in your mind about?
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, I don't. The difficult part with all of that is school, which I think is the most important part of it. But that's really the holdup to all of it, because everything gets pushed up, and then you get a squeeze on the front end of it, which we are experiencing right now. And so, yeah, there's someone smarter than me that can figure that out. But I think the calendar and then the different school start and stops only add to the complexity of it.
With staff changes, obviously changed a lot of personnel over the years. Why do you think that hasn't been something you guys can figure out and define for years, and it's just kind of constant turnover?
Yeah, I think there's sometimes guys have opportunities, and their own opportunities that they want to venture off and do, and then I think there's sometimes where it's like it's clearly not a fit, and there's some type of twist or turn throughout the season. So you have to be able to, in the moment when you're looking at everything, and you're looking at the team and the culture and all of it, to do what's best for the team. And so all those things are hard when they come up, but you try to do whatever is needed and is best for the team in the moment.
Coach, when you talk about needing to win,
Yeah.
for you going into next season,
Yeah.
what are you personally going to acknowledge is a successful season for you and this team?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. That can probably be better answered when we get closer to the start of the season. For me right now, it's like we've got to be able to get the talent in here that we can make a run at things. We've got to get my status on defense and all of that figured out so that we can make a run at it on things. We've got to be able to find ways to get more and more money so that we can be more competitive in things. I think all of those things are going to be the groundwork to what you're talking about. So we got to do these things first.
Because for our purposes, I mean, I spoke to you about this earlier in the season. I think it was Big 12 Media Days about recruiting locally.
Yes.
How important is that still,
Still.
considering the talent that has popped up in Central Texas?
Yeah, I think it's important to do. I think you want kids that are from here locally want to come play here locally, and for their families, in front of their families, in front of their people, and you want them to be proud about representing. And so I think all of that's important. I think relationships are really strong in that regard. I think we've got guys that really make an effort to do that. We got to make sure we're winning on the field to enforce that.
You were asked earlier about what you needed an AD.
Yes.
Have you been a part of those talks with whoever the next AD is
No.
going to be?
No.
Do you think you should be, or
No.
nothing?
No, I trust. I mean, we've got, whether it's our president, Linda Livingstone, and she's amazing, and so much trust in her. And then whether it's Cody Hall or Javon Overshone, all of this is in really good hands. And so my hands are full right here with this.
Dave, back to the video thing.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like in your comfort zone? Is that like your wheelhouse? Ball, that whole thing, like just I don't know if I'm making sense with that question, but just that's kind of your thing, isn't it? I mean, talking ball and
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
as opposed to
I'm,
this, maybe.
I'm losing wheelhouses. Yeah. So.
Now that the season has wrapped up and, there's a lot of changes being made, kind of like a new chapter for Baylor football, do you have a new message to the fans so they could remain hopeful moving forward?
We're working really hard, and I've got full faith in our leadership here, and I've got full faith in the coaches and the players here, and there's going to be excitement with what we're going to build because the guys are going to be incredibly hungry, and they're going to want to be able to battle, and they're going to want to be able to prove, the doubt is wrong, and that is just going to be a really, really, really strong motivator, and so I'm excited for that. It's going to be a little bit more dark before we get to the light, but we're going to get there, and I'm excited for that.
Thanks, y'all.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.